Don't you know my plump to my kicks, ho? Night City, you know I'm my back, baby. She don't got no customer, though. In the love of clubbing, baby. That's just how it goes, though. I don't need a slow flow. Somebody I used to know. Video game half mask. She just wants the black flag. I just gotta sweat her. That just be the weather. Skinny lover, baby. She a blondie. That's just new slang for them tightrope mommies. Yeah, that's right. Don't mess it up. That's the move, girl. Don't mess it up. That's my groove, girl. The less I know, the better. Baby girl, I rip high. When I start sleeping on the floor, when I get hot. 10,000 opioids. 10,000 in a row. What, baby, what you want? Money and the chemicals. Electric love.
Hello, hey, it's Willy P Reacts, Willy P Streams, Willy P 417, YouTube and TikTok, one Willy P 417 on Twitch. Please go follow, please go like, please subscribe, please share my content. I really would appreciate it. I'm really actually trying to put in like a little bit of work on this. Like, it would just be cool to like, you know, well, to be honest, it'd be cool to just finally be somebody, you know? That's just me being honest. But you guys, I mean, everybody understands it. Everybody wants to be somebody. That reminds me of a Chance the Rapper lyric off of Acid Rap. But let's go ahead and get into this. Oh, I didn't even read the title. Okay. So it says PBD host shreds Destiny in nuclear debate. Woke cuck gets humiliated or manhandled. I'm so sorry, guys. My freaking eye was messing up, and I'm like trying to look at the screen over here. All right. So, but this video is by Justin Reloaded. Please like, please subscribe. I appreciate you guys for coming and watching. I bet you guys are tired of hearing me talk. Let's go ahead and get into this.
Pierce, who are we going to listen to? An actual U.S. soldier who's been there, that's been in the shit, or a guy that plays Fortnite? You play video games, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. How about this, Steven? How about not let...
It already starts right off the top, him just already talking shit. That's awesome, dude.
Zero of them in here. Zero, because we were bombing the shit out of them for 20 years, and you can't vet them. He's actually making a good point. You can't vet them, because people have different freaking motives. And now that 80,000, Steven, you're acting like every day they're going to be bombing.
All right, so that's Vinny Oshana with the PBD podcast, and he's going absolutely nuclear on Destiny, and he calls him Steven, and he starts out by saying, you play video games, you play Fortnite. It's hilarious, but it all starts right here. Let's watch.
National Guard. We have no idea why the shooting happened. Anybody jumping on your Nancy Maces, the two gentlemen on this panel.
Then how do you account for the guy last week that was planning on building a car bomb, literally talked about putting explosives inside of a car over in Fort Worth and attacking Americans that were against the Afghans and against the Taliban? The reason why you haven't seen massive... We're talking about vetting Afghans here in the United States of America. You want to talk about that guy. You don't want to talk about the Afghan that was planning on building a car bomb. No, the topic isn't about that guy. Destiny, you're up. You're so far off. You're so far off. It's not even funny.
Destiny is always just like, it's so like annoying and like kind of like cringy, but I think that's what he's going for. Like, let me try and have a take that's just so like obscured that like and then try and stand on it like, oh, this is, yeah, it's just like, it's so weird to me. That's why I haven't really ever been like, I literally never watched one Destiny stream or anything. Like, I've seen the YouTube videos about him, that sort of shit like that, but like, I truly don't think I've watched one Destiny stream.
The plan? Can you even say
I'll tell you that Donald Trump negotiated the plan, and on congressional record in November, and this comes from the former Joint Chief of Staff, in November, Donald Trump planned to do the pullout. Then when the Joint Chief went to him and told him, no, you can't do that because the Taliban's going to take over, Donald Trump immediately rescinded the order within 24 hours. It was under Joe Biden that he decided to pull out of the country. That is fact. It's on congressional record. Go look at the congressional record. You might not like it, Destiny, but it's a fact. Yes, the Doha Agreement was on it. The Doha Agreement was on there. The Doha Agreement was done by Trump. Then the Taliban violated the Doha Agreement, so we weren't going to pull out. That's why Joe Biden fell into the situation that he did. Now, you might not like facts, Destiny, because they go against your narrative, but they're facts. And it's congressional record.
Hang on, okay, let me jump in.
Yeah, I can't stand when they do that. It's like you can't, like, let me try and talk over the other dude. It makes me feel like I'm the one who's more powerful than you, and then you know how I am, and you know how.
But what is inarguable is that when the withdrawal happened, the president was Joe Biden, and he had been for many months. It was on his.
Who granted the shooter asylum?
He
Who
could
granted the shooter
he could have changed.
asylum?
He could have ripped up any plans if he wanted to. He went ahead with that plan, and it was a total fiasco. And we all watched it on live television. Let's not try and let Biden off the hook. He can blame Trump
We're
if
not
he
letting
wants.
Biden off the hook.
I
Right
like
now,
holding.
Pierce,
I like
know
holding
you guys are
presidents.
over on the
Destiny,
UK.
I like to
Donald
hold.
Trump is
Hang
the
on.
president right now.
I like to
Donald
hold
Trump is
presidents
the
for account
president.
for what happens on their watch. I think it's a fair
And
thing
the
to
shooting
do.
happened on
Whoever's in
Trump's
power.
watch. Yes, the shooting right now happened on Trump's watch.
Yes, it
correct?
did. So the question. So the question then becomes. The question
in
then
the week
becomes.
prior to that, he said we need to. In the week prior to the shooting, he said we need to go through and revet everybody, didn't he? Did he not?
Didn't you just say there was no
Didn't
paperwork?
he just say that we need to go through and revet them?
You said there was no paperwork.
That's exactly how you revet them. I said that they have photocopies of paperwork, and that comes from testimony of Marines and soldiers that were on the ground saying that they were photocopying paperwork, and that members from the Department of State would go up to the soldiers that were on the ground, screening the paperwork, and at times told them, don't even worry about it because it's all screwed up at this point. That's what ended up happening. Now, again, you might not like facts, Destiny, but they go against directly what you want.
Where are
There's
all
over
of the terrorists
100,000.
here? If there are 80,000 of them,
I just explained it to you.
that I saw brought in under this particular program.
Why would you not want them all vetted, Destiny?
Where all of the
Are you
terrorists?
Destiny, why would you not want them all vetted?
A vehicle-borne ID. Are you not going to just acknowledge the fact there's a vehicle-borne
Hang on,
ID?
Matt. My question for Destiny is, why would you not want all of them revetted in light of this appalling attack?
I bet it's gonna be stupid.
This is security theater. It's a waste of time to say we're going to revet. We're
A
going
waste
to
of time.
It's like when
A waste of time to see if any more have been radicalized, given they weren't.
Are you going to revet every single? It doesn't mean anything. What do you mean revet? What does that even mean? They
Yes,
just
it does. You check their credentials.
The thing that most people aren't catching on here is that like Destiny gets
Well, you revet because there's some people who might have slipped through the crack and got the American citizenship when basically they were either making false claims or basically lied to get what they wanted out of the system, did all the right whatever, did all these steps, but they basically got legal paperwork when they were still doing illegal or was illegal shit.
off the terrorist attacks. He actually like deep down likes it. I don't know what he said about Charlie Kirk, but whenever somebody got shot, when Donald Trump almost got assassinated, he was like celebrating it. He's just a terrible person, and so he
True that.
doesn't want more security. He doesn't want more safety. He doesn't want them to be revetted because he's like
And like, you know what's funny is that like at his debate things, like he always gets destroyed.
accelerationist, and he wants to see
He like literally does this same thing where he just keeps talking so that like when it's his turn too, they've done the same thing to him, you know, kind of cut him off. I will give him that, you know, but at the same time, like let's
America
be real.
decay and be destroyed. It's pretty clear.
To see if they're here on false credentials, and if they are, that raises a massive red
Why
flag.
have they been granted entrance into the United States if they were here under false
Destiny,
credentials? It doesn't make sense.
Many of them
you know
came
how
here
the
with false
SIV
documents. That is well known.
Destiny, do you know how the SIV program works, the Special Immigrant Visa program works for these Afghans that were coming here to the United States? What they needed to have paperwork-wise in order to vet them? Yes or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. So guys like me who put my name on an official memorandum and said, this person should be here, here's my contact information. Now, if somebody sends me an email that says, is this the person you vouch for? And the face looks like somebody else, and I say, no, that's how you properly vet them. There's a lot of different ways you can go about doing it. And when there's multiple copies of the same paperwork for different people that ended up coming into this country, somebody's getting kicked out. And when we
So basically getting their names legal, but multiple times with multiple people's faces.
have somebody that planned on conducting a vehicle-borne IED attack in Texas just a couple days ago that got busted for doing it, you don't think it's important. You would rather watch Americans get blown
You're
up
trying
and
to
get
make
killed
the claim
and
that this is an
offend
attack that
somebody.
could have. Please stop with the virtue signaling. We only have so much time. You're
Afghans,
making the
it's not
claim that
virtue
we could
signaling.
have.
No, it is a wild claim.
You're making the claim that we could have vetted this stuff before it ever got to the United States.
But it is true though. Like I'm pretty sure that he was like doing the same stuff that Hassan was doing where they were like, you know, let their blood spill type shit.
Again, for this recent shooting,
Which is like so fucked up because people that are in the middle or that are right are like, dude, we like, don't get me wrong, there is extremists on both sides. So
you don't even know what the motivation was. There's no guarantee. This guy had 5 kids and lived in Washington. How are you gonna? What are you vetting for to even know that these?
We know what the motivation is for the. We know what the motivation is for the 2 guys in Oklahoma, and we know what the motivation is for the guy down in Dallas. All Afghans here on SIVs.
And what would you have vetted for to catch these guys? What would you
Let me bring in Vinny. I want to bring in Vinny. Let me bring in the others. I want to bring in Vinny. Vinny.
Sports betting is here, Missouri.
Unlock a huge $365 in bonus bets on December 1st when you bet just $10. Win or lose. Kick off your sports betting journey the right way at Bet365 and grab $365 in bonus bets while you can.
What do salespeople hate more than anything in the world?
CRMs. Yep. Well, Monday CRM, it's the opposite.
Finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. Vinny goes scorched earth on Destiny, calls him Steven. His full name is Steven Bonelli.
Well, I want to say one thing. With all due respect, I'm not going to call
Sorry
it man
about that,
destiny. His name is
guys.
Steven. So, Steven, I mean, Pierce, who are we going to listen to? An actual U.S. soldier who's been there, that's been in the shit, or a guy that plays Fortnite? You play video games, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. How about this, Steven? How about not let 0 of them in here? 0, because we were bombing the shit out of them for 20 years, and you can't vet them. He's actually making a good point. You can't vet them because people have different freaking motives. And out of that 80,000, Steven, you're acting like every day they're going to be bombing and everything. Trump's been in for 1 year. This is the tip of the
Mr.
iceberg,
Potato Head,
and it's going to keep on
this guy's
happening.
here for 6 or 7
Hold on,
years.
Steven, let me
There's an
finish.
attack. How many people do you need to see? If there's a single bad immigrant from any country, you ban all of them? Is the standard credit zero
guess
on
what?
every immigrant?
They might be biding their time, Steven. They might be biding their time.
Biding
And I'm
the
sorry, with
10
all due
sleeper
respect,
agents.
I don't
My
want to
God.
listen to
Are they also
any.
deep state
I don't want to
Hillary
listen to
Clinton assassins? Were they
any.
part of the
Let me
French
finish.
assassination squad?
Let me finish. Steven, are you the guy that was celebrating the fireman Corey Competore that was shot? You were celebrating that he died at Butler. You're the same guy that
Nobody is
said conservatives need to be
celebrating.
afraid.
The only
You're a
person that
piece of
celebrates in the
shit.
United
No,
States
no,
is your
Steven.
guy. It's
I know
President
exactly
Donald
who you
Trump.
are.
It's
The
President
public
Donald
needs to
Trump.
know who
It's
you are.
President
You're
Donald Trump.
blaming.
Who's the shooter on
You're
that? Wasn't
blaming
that guy
Trump.
registered
Yeah.
Republican?
You're
Crazy.
blaming.
Also,
You're
you come from
blaming
your side
Trump
because
for
there's
everything.
nothing to say about it.
Listen, Steven. You are a scumbag. I don't even know why they listen.
I need
Who
you to
wants to listen to your opinion on any matter? On any matter. But guess what? It's the tip of the iceberg. And guess what? The people that you voted for.
Let me ask Vinny a question.
Just straight roasting him.
Vinny, here's the problem I have. We're simply saying don't let any of them in, and if they're all here, throw them all out. A lot of these people, as we've heard from Matt, who served alongside some of them, a lot of them are good, decent people who were properly vetted, who have lived in America now for a number of years with their families, committed no crimes, giving no indication they're going to commit any crimes, are not radicalized. And we all know if they get sent back to Afghanistan and they are identified as people that worked alongside US forces against the Taliban, we may as well execute them before they even get there, because that is what
He has a point.
the fate will be if they get back to Afghanistan. So I feel very uncomfortable, because the same situation applies to people in the UK. I feel very uncomfortable about these interpreters and other service people who may even have fought alongside our troops, right, who were fighting the Taliban because of this one incident, and others. And Matt's right, there have been others too, but it's a small number so far that we take thousands of people, most of whom would be completely blameless other than they helped us, and we throw them to the Taliban wolves. Would you be comfortable if we suddenly see scenes on television released by the Taliban of them executing all these people who risked their lives for us?
No, I wouldn't feel good, Piers. But you know what? All that aside, I'm an American first, okay? And I don't want one American dying from anybody from another country that we've been bombing, Piers. With all the compassion and that suicidal
But why
empathy
should anyone
bullshit
ever help us
doesn't
again,
flow with
Vinny?
me, 'cause-
Why should anyone ever help the United States or the UK in a war again in the way that they helped us in that war against the Taliban?
I guess I must have misunderstood, because I'm pretty sure that, like,
If we just throw them all
Hold
to the
on.
wolves and it leads to them being executed, nobody would.
No,
but would they be executed, or is that just literally like they said, like, that's just something so that people feel sympathy? Like, if you put or I should say empathy, like they basically throw this shit around, so then if you feel bad for it, then you're more likely to, get behind it.
Piers, then guess what? Don't get into these stupid ass wars then. Well, I agree with her. No, I agree with her. Then don't get into these wars, Piers. But at the end of the day, Piers, America first, American lives. While everybody was eating turkey and having a good time, think about that girl's family, Sarah's whole family, grieving and burying their damn daughter. I'm sorry, Piers. I am so sorry.
True that shit's sad.
As a veteran, as a child from illegal immigrant
Yeah, see, I think I misunderstood what Pierce said. This guy's right, dude, for real.
parents that came in through the right process. I'm
And
sorry.
this guy,
I want that
then-
many Americans to die. Can you see that number? Zero. So we have to take everybody out and re-vet them. And I actually do agree with Steven too. How are you going to vet? There's no paperwork. How do you know? You just bring them in and go, oh yeah, I trust you. You love America.
All right, let me
I'm
bring-
sorry, Piers.
all right,
I'm sorry.
let me-
It's a shitty situation that Trump didn't start.
Okay, Nadeem, your response to that.
How do you feel about the war he's starting in Venezuela right now? If you want to do no more wars, and you've got Donald Trump on the precipice of trying to do regime change in South America.
So Steven, are those boats fishermen? Steven, are those boats fishermen? Are those
Now
guys
we have the
fishing?
excuses.
Are
Now
those-
we have the
I think
excuses.
one thing that's
Hold on,
missing from the
hold on.
No
conversation
accountability for this
is
guy.
the shooters
joke.
in the U.S.
Yeah, okay, let
I
Nadeem
was
speak,
trying to
please.
stay on topic.
Let Nadeem
Yeah.
speak.
No, I think one thing that people haven't focused on enough is the fact that the violence begets violence. That the violence that the U.S. Imperialists take on abroad will come back to the U.S. Whether it's through immigrants or people whose families go back generations in the U.S. Look at the attempted Trump, the person who attempted to assassinate Donald Trump. Look at the person who assassinated Charlie Kirk. These aren't migrants. These are people who've lived here. So the U.S. continuously being involved in violence abroad has only made the situation worse. And there isn't these types of mass shootings happening all around the world. This is something that we see exclusively happening in the U.S. And instead of that being addressed, mental health being addressed, pulling out of wars.
Yeah, that's because these type of motherfuckers like be like, oh, we want to take your rights. We want to take your speech. We want to take your guns. We want to take your property, your women.
Across the world, we have
Then
ICE raids that are
eventually
basically just
you.
a show of force, wreaking havoc on cities like New York City.
Okay, dude. Listen, the whole reason you're supposed to wear a hijab is to block out your hair. This is all performative on her part, and I don't care about anything else she has to say. We were here for Vinny destroying Destiny, and we got
Dead ass, man.
it. Leave a
He
like,
was on
comment,
point with that, dude.
and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
Yes, go like, go subscribe. That was fire. Go watch the video. That was cool, man. like I said, Justin Reloaded. I mean, dude, I've watched so many clips of Destiny just straight get roasted. And like he said terrible things, like for real, like hold on here. Let me see just for Destiny debate. Hold on. Maybe I can find a short one. 4 hours, man. They tripping. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching this shit for 4 hours. For him, no. I'm good. Yeah, that's honestly the stuff that he said. Um, oh yeah. Here. Come on. Top 10 times Destiny destroyed Trump supporters. I could bet you money that he didn't. Or if he did, it was somebody who literally doesn't know anything about what they're talking about. So, yeah, they don't really have any other clips that are short enough. Well, I really wanted to see. He said like crazy things about. Let me see here. Um, what the hell is this?
You should not be allowed to go on a show like this unless you.
You ever notice?
You should not be allowed to go on a show like this unless you agree to publicly debate other people. I hate the child. Okay, people like Steven Crowder and Charlie Kirk, who only exist to debate college kids, they're the equivalents of like Shrouds and Dr. Disrespects, who everybody thinks are like gods.
But he's so dumb for this because, that's like the number one way to reach the next generation is by going to the colleges and the high schools and debating people or talking to them, because then they get to thinking instead of watching shit like you where it's brain rot.
Of FPS because they just play like battle royales where they're destroying 100 other horrible fucking FPS players. Okay, go play some ladder games, go play some tourneys, go play some actual things. Don't just jump into a battle royale. Okay, where you're.
Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. No, I don't know. I can't find what I was looking for, but let me see here. When it's shit like that so long, it's like it's not even worth watching, because then it's like I said, it's just literally all brain rot. It's stupid shit. But well, I guess that's where I guess I'll cut it and call it the end. Thank you, Justin Reloaded, for giving us that video to watch. Y'all have a good night, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. You know how I get it. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Boom.